Hey, what's happening? Everybody out there, good morning. Welcome to First Cup. My name is Jeremy. This is my first cup of coffee. Bam. All right. So, I think I'm going to do this here. And then I'm going to share it. Because it needs to be said. And I want to say it. Good morning, need to stretch. Needs to be said. It needs to be said today, and I have a busy day, so I'm not sure when else I'm going to do it. Okay. I am a traditional martial artist. Whistlekick is a traditional martial arts company. Everything that we do is around supporting the traditional martial arts. We don't talk about MMA once in a while. We don't make products for MMA. We never will. At least as far as I see the trajectory of this company at this point. But what happened at the UFC event on Saturday affects us as traditional martial artists. Now, if you didn't watch, if you're not into watching people beat the tar out of each other, I completely understand. And if you haven't kept up on the news cycle, the main event featured a couple of fighters who did a very good job building up the anticipation, the energy of the main event Saturday night at UFC. What was it, 229? Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. No matter how many times I try, I struggle to say his name. I'm not stumbling over it disrespectfully or intentionally. And after a good, but maybe a bit one-sided fight, Khabib won, and then proceeded to launch himself out of the ring, the cage, the octagon, and attack people from Conor McGregor's team. And then people from his team, Khabib's team, came into the ring to beat on Conor McGregor. And there was just a whole bunch of crap after that. This was sort of the culmination of a bunch of stuff that started happening earlier this year that was just disgusting. Now, I wish I could leave it at that. I wish I could just have said this is what's happened. Maybe I would have even talked about it on First Cup. I wouldn't do I wouldn't dedicate an episode of Martial Arts Radio to this. Wouldn't do anything like that. But there's another piece, and there's a piece that no one's talking about. I've always advocated that MMA should have received a different acronym. MMC. And I don't remember where I got that, but it's definitely not mine. Mixed Martial Combat. Because quite often the art in mixed martial arts is lost. And this is a perfect example of that. Now, why does this matter? This matters because not everyone understands that there is such a dramatic difference between what a karate or taekwondo, practitioner involves themselves with versus someone who is a professional MMA fighter. And when people are considering activities to participate in, especially for their children, and the impression they have of mixed martial arts is what they see on the news, like the absolute utter BS that happened this weekend, they are going to be less likely, and in some cases, much less likely to put their kid into a traditional martial arts program. And that affects all of us. And that is something we all need to be upset about. And we need to do something about. And I don't know what that is, but it pisses me off. Because the actions of a few people who are so concerned with creating, quote unquote, entertainment out of this sport are having a negative impact on my passion, which is also the livelihood of many people in this country. I've said many times on the show that Whistlekick's business model is very simple. If it brings people into martial arts or keeps them there, it is something we will work on. And this is the exact opposite. So despite my reluctance, despite not wanting to, this is something that we need to fight against. It has become very clear that the UFC has no interest in presenting the individuals that participate in their contests as quality human beings. They want eyeballs. They want people signing up for events. And they're willing to do whatever they can to foster these larger-than-life characters. People keep drawing correlations between UFC fighters and professional wrestling. Yeah, I don't think there's a better comparison. And the fact that legal charges seem not to stick or seem not to be an issue tell me that there is a very good chance that this is all a conspiracy, that it's all orchestrated. Now, the UFC is a business, I get that. And giving people what they want in these larger-than-life characters, I get that too. I've said often that we in traditional martial arts need heroes again. All of our heroes are aging. But this isn't how we do it. And as traditional martial artists, we need to push back on this, and we need to find a way to distance ourselves. Because if even one child is denied access to karate, to taekwondo, because a parent or grandparent or guardian says, you know, I just think that's too violent, because what they saw on the news or passed around Facebook from the UFC sticks in their head as something that happens or could happen in all martial arts, we're in trouble. Because it's not going to be just one. I don't know what to do. Whistlekick isn't big enough to have the kind of impact that I would want to. You better believe if we had the money, there would be a huge marketing campaign lifting up traditional martial arts and showing people that what happened this weekend has nothing to do with what we do. I completely disavow any of what happened this weekend is anything martial arts related. Was it martial? Sure. The stuff that happened in the ring with people punching and kicking and grappling, that was martial. There was a lot of skill with it. You could even argue there was a lot of passion and a lot of heart. But martial arts is something that is bigger than those two words individually. Martial arts stands for something. And it does not stand for anything that I saw this weekend. I was disgusted. Going into it, I considered myself a casual fan of the UFC. I'm not going to do something so dramatic as to say, I'm boycotting the UFC, because what good does that do? I've never paid for any of the events I've watched. But I think differently about it. And I've lost respect for the organization. And I hope, I don't expect, something will change. Now, if you're out there and you're a traditional martial artist, because remember, First Cup is all about me giving you something you can take action on. If you are a traditional martial artist, then the number one thing you can do, maybe even the only thing, is to make sure people understand that you do not support this crap and that it does not represent you as a judoka or an aikidoka or a kung fu practitioner, capoeirista. It is not what we do. It is not what you do. And if you have a martial arts school, maybe you even take it a step further. If I had a school, I would have ads in the newspaper. Because yes, people still do read newspapers. I would have ads online showcasing maybe even a split. Here's what we do. Here's MMA. Here we teach you, your children, your family to not act like this. We teach the exact opposite. We value the exact opposite. And I'm struggling not to swear, guys. I don't swear on the show. I don't swear on this show. I swear a lot in life. You better believe if you were standing here in front of me, if this wasn't a public video, I'd be cursing up a storm because I'm mad. I'm protective. I'm protective of this thing that I love. So let's see if we can do something about this. There are organizations much larger than ours that have the opportunity and much bigger means to do something about this, to weigh in, but they won't because they sell MMA products. They don't want to lose that money, so they're going to remain quiet. I've got nothing to lose. I don't care if a bunch of trolls weigh in. But I do care when I'm wandering around the internet and I see comments saying things like, whatever happened to martial arts? Or, where is the respect of martial arts? The UFC is not martial arts and has not been for a long time. And I'm willing to publicly debate anyone that says otherwise. It's hard to get ready to do all that without a cup of coffee, guys. I hope you have a good day. And I'm sorry if we had to start the week on a aggressive topic. I'm going to be sharing this out, which I've never done before. Well, it's not true. Which I've done a couple times just to spread this show. But this is a message that we all need to consider. And if somebody says it better, more succinctly, I'll share that instead. But I want us as a community of traditional martial artists to recognize the importance of distancing ourselves from this. I hope you have a great day. I will be back tomorrow on Facebook, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube, Tuesday, Facebook, Thursday, Instagram. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk about what happened over the weekend. Take care. Peace.